Welcome to Newsline. I am Jennifer Igwe. Gather your family, tag your friends. It's another edition of the program, and as usual, we have intriguing stories. Now, taking laws into one's hands and inappropriate dispensation of perceived justice can and have resulted in loss of lives, injuries, and infringement on the rights of victims. We have cases on our lineup today. An update on 5 persons allegedly killed by angry youths for alleged witchcraft. The case of a woman who was brutalized for picking snails in the forest. Stories you must watch. Then stay on the line to also find out the mystery surrounding a suitcase belonging to a Nigerian that ended up in Spain and how it birthed and fostered personal and international relations. We will be highlighting as well outstanding brands and personalities that were honored at the first ever Nigerian Marketing Awards, including farewell parties for renowned prelate and two NTA veterans. Let's start with the news segment. First, my colleague, Claire Adelabu Abdurazak, fresh from vacation, is set to take it. Claire, nice to see you.
All right, Jennifer, thank you indeed. It's good to be back. But you know what? Laughter, they say, is an instant vacation. You need to try it. Hello and welcome to Abuja studios, and here is the news. We begin with President Muhammadu Buhari's back in Abuja after his routine medical checkup in the United Kingdom. Now, State House correspondent Adamo Sambo reports that the president arrived at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport about 7:30 Sunday evening. On hand to receive him were his Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello, Inspector General of Police Usman Al-Khali Baba, Director General, Department of State Services, Yusuf Magachi Bichi, and other senior government officials. While in London, President Buhari was guest of the British monarch, King Charles III, at the Buckingham Palace. During the high-level engagement, the President and the King of England resolved to deepen and expand the long-lasting and highly beneficial relations between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. President Buhari had, during his visit, also reassured Nigerians that there is no going back in his administration's plan to redesign the nation's currency in the interest of the economy. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the terrorist bomb attack that claimed several lives and injured tens of others in an explosion that rocked a busy pedestrian street in central Istanbul in Turkey, describing it as despicable and cowardly. In a reaction to the incident, Senior Special Assistant on Media to the President, Garba Shehu, Buhari expressed shock and sadness of the Nigerian people over the incident, assuring the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan that the government and Nigerian people will continue to support them in the global war against terrorism. President Buhari says the thoughts and prayers of the government and people of Nigeria are with the families of the innocent people killed and wish full and speedy recovery to those injured. And let's take you to Egypt, where Nigeria has launched a green census initiative at COP27 to reduce carbon footprints and earn carbon credits in the conduct of the National Population Census. And NTA 5-Face reports from Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt.
Nigeria's Green Census Initiative is designed to bridge gaps between population data and climate action in terms of finance. This is done through digital mapping, collection of data on utilities, waste generation, modes of transportation, and pollution, already carried out by some countries like Zimbabwe.
I think what I like about the census results, the preliminary results that we got from the census, is that it demonstrated which is the source of energy that is mainly being used
to reduce pollution, help us achieve carbon reduction, help us to also give a credible and reliable data.
Data from green sensors will help the nation's climate change action plan managers to allocate funding to identified demographics, including women, girls, and farmers, for mitigation and adaptation programs.
From the questionnaires that we're going to administer, we certainly ask questions about the environment, about the climate change. When we generate that data, we will make it available to the authority in charge of environment and climate change.
Data will really help us at the Federal Ministry of Environment, the Budget Office, the National Assembly, and we can all use this data, which is very, very credible. It can help us in our own system of mitigation and adaptation.
Through the Green Sensors Initiative, the National Population Commission seeks to build resilient cities with access to affordable, secure, and sustainable energy. It also aims to have an environmental plan for watershed protection, marine, waste management, and other forms of renewable energy. The mantra for the NPC at COP27 is promoting green population and housing services. In Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, on NTA News.
And still in Sharm el-Sheikh, but on the sidelines of COP27, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development is engaging the international community on climate-smart agriculture as a pathway to achieving sustainable, resilient agriculture in Nigeria. Again, we join Nigerian Fine Face for this report.
Agriculture is an emitter, but serves also as a carbon sink.
We intend to get more partners, investment to achieve our mandate for growing the portfolio of the Special Agricultural Industrial Processing Zone. Recently, we just got SDG 7 to partner with us in terms of the 400 megawatts of energy that we need to produce.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture is therefore exploring investment opportunities for the agri sector in Nigeria.
The bank is supporting SAPs in Nigeria with $210 million of investment. We are also co-financing with the Family Development Bank, with IFAD, and another partners. We believe very strongly that this is the way to diversify Nigeria's economy.
Nigeria's Special Agricultural Processing Zones is tops on the agenda for discussions at COP27.
I met with about 2 or 3 different private sectors. I engaged them. There's a collaborative effort to see how they can support us so that we can see how we reduce these farmer harder clashes and we mitigate the effect of climate change on our livestock sector.
And this factory will be established at the production areas. That is, the infrastructure will include renewables, using clean technology so that we can earn carbon credit, while at the same time implementing this project.
Outcomes will include improved practices to resolve climate change-induced conflicts and the scramble for scarce resources. In Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, on NTA Fine Face, NTA News.
And back home, the banking public in rural and or underserved areas may have access CBN branches in the 36 states of the Federation to inquire about options for depositing their current 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira notes and wallet and account opening processes, financial access points and other financial services. Now, this is targeted at achieving a successful swap of Naira notes following the redesign, which is already in progress by the Apex Bank. A statement by the Director, Corporate Communications of the CBN, Osita Nwasinobi, indicates that agent locations across the country have been fully enabled for BVN registration, opening banking account wallets, e-Naira wallets, electronic card distribution and cash deposit, among others. Due to the policy, the agents have also been accorded priority to enable them deposit cash collections through bank branches across the Federation. The statement adds that the bank will continue to monitor developments and issue updates to the banking public on the implementation of the Naira redesign policy as may be necessary. And the federal government has identified 6 strategic mineral resources which the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NTA, is targeting for promotion and increased investment in 2023. Now, the Executive Secretary of NTA made this known at the Engineer Nkechi Isigwe annual lecture held here in Abuja. Benny Adams was there.
Mineral resources like barite, gold, bitumen, iron ore, lead, zinc, coal and limestone are regarded as high-value resources, which the nation's extractive industry believes have the potential to lead the country's economic diversification plan. But the isolation of women in the entire oil, gas and mining mix is a threat to maximizing such potential, says Dr. Ogbonnaya Oji.
We need to get our women involved in the entire chain of economic exploration, production and refining of crude oil, as well as mining and mineral resources.
With a platform for increased collaboration established, speakers here restate commitment to walking the talk with empowerment of 3 women in the extractive industry for a start.
Empower not just women, but build capacity in our young ones, encourage our people to be entrepreneurs. Because right now, many engineers are not entrepreneurs, and we need to push them into that field.
NITI is the only agency that interfaces with government, the civil society, and companies in the oil, gas, and mining sector. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
And the federal government is committed to reviving the economy through well-articulated programs and skills, most especially from the labor and employment sector. Now, Minister of State, Labor and Employment, Festus Keyamo, stated this at the just concluded 36th Lagos International Trade Fair held in Lagos. Abolade Salami reports.
The push for a larger percentage of the youth under an employable bracket to be fully equipped or empowered with needed knowledge and technical know-how on relevant entrepreneurial skills with a view to reducing unemployment and youth restiveness has cost the federal government a humongous amount of money. Minister of State, Labor and Employment, Festus Keyamo, while acknowledging the significant impact of the government towards sustaining a viable economy space that will facilitate business growth, further stressed that majority of youths can now boast of federal government assistance in terms of skill acquisition or financial empowerment to scale up their business.
We have made remarkable progress in the implementation of employment creation programs to stimulate economic activities that will not only generate blue-collar jobs, but contribute significantly to the much-desired economic growth and diversification.
As a government that prioritizes judicious use of public funds and accountability, adequate monitoring of loans made available to startups in order to encourage growth of the small and medium-scale enterprises is one avenue that was designed to create employment for Nigerians.
There is no better time to support and encourage the growth of local business initiatives than now.
The unwavering commitment of the government to pull out as many as possible from the poverty net through empowerment and entrepreneurship development was re-echoed as germane. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
And the federal government also says it is determined to restructure and reposition all medical institutions in the country. Consequently, 2 medical directors have been given another opportunity to consolidate on their strides in their various institutions. Our correspondent Uche Ugochukwu reports that the Minister of State Health, Joseph Ekubankama, conveyed the letters of reappointment to them here in Abuja.
Dr. Mustafa Yaro, the medical director of the National Air Care Center, Kaduna, and Dr. Aliu Belarabi of the Federal Medical Center, Birnin Kebbi, are being empowered to continue the good work for the next 4 years in their institutions.
The importance to run an open documents as much as possible. Follow the protocol of chain of command as much as possible. Bring everybody who wants to see this.
The duo are tasked to implement innovations that will improve human capital development that will quicken the delivery of quality healthcare services to all.
I'm working towards the seeing how we can have a central digital process where hospitals can be integrated as well.
The medical directors commit to ensure Nigeria attains desired universal healthcare coverage targets. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
And you're watching the news on Newsline. The news returns presently. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're watching the news on Newsline. Now, worried by the prevalence of kidney disease in Yobe State, the President of the Senate, Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, is set to establish a state-of-the-art kidney center worth more than 400 million naira at the specialist hospital in Gashua. He made this commitment at the flag-off of the 5th Medical Outreach and Mass Animal Vaccination Program conducted annually in Yobe North Senatorial District. Mustafa Yusuf reports.
The flag-off of this 5th Medical Outreach Program at the Specialist Hospital Gashua, the President of the Senate, Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, assures of tackling head-on the menace of renal diseases through the establishment of ultra-modern kidney center for diagnosis and treatment of the disorder. 5,000 people suffering from various ailments are to be examined and receive treatment free of charge during the Medical Outreach Program. The nation's #1 lawmaker stated that the annual event is being implemented under Senator Ibrahim Ahmed Lawan Foundation to assist people.
Well, over the years, we have come into this kind of situations to assist and complement what our state government is doing with regard to health services to our people.
In another development, the President of the Senate has flagged off the 5th annual animal vaccination exercise at Tajua community in Jakusko local government area, targeting 1.5 million animals. While revealing his comprehensive livestock development plan for herders in the area, Ahmed Lawan further assured of facilitating more interventions from the federal government for Yobe State to continue to maintain its status as animal production hub in the country. In Damaturu, Mustafa Yusuf, NTA News.
And in other stories, the Director General of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPSS Kuru, Professor Ayo Omotayo, says the institute will continue to carry out projects that will enhance development of its host community as part of its social responsibilities. This was during a community health outreach program of Senior Executive Course 44 2022 in collaboration with Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Jos South Local Government Area. Yildik Danladi reports.
This community health outreach program, organized by the Community Impact Committee of the Senior Executive Course 44 2022, has provided healthy practice towards strengthening local governance as its theme. The Director General of the Institute flagged off the period poverty projects, donated sanitary towels and textbooks to some selected schools within the community, saying that NIPSS has established a social responsibility department to partner on issues of development.
We decided as NIPSS to adopt all the 6 community secondary schools and ensure that we intervene in the area of providing technical books. We also decided to intervene in WASH. WASH is about ensuring that there is water and there's sanitation while the students are in school.
Our aim is to make sure that we eliminate some of these common diseases within the society.
Entire sec put their heads together to make something that is to make history in the Kuru community by constructing a school, a nursery and primary school.
The community and the selected schools who benefited from the projects were full of gratitude to the Institute for its laudable initiative.
44 have done very well in providing this support to us.
In fact, I'm very, very delighted.
This shows that they really care about our education.
Goodwill messages came from development partners such as World Health Organization, UNICEF, and Breakthrough Action Nigeria. In Jos, Yildik Danladi, NTA News.
And the West African Ceramics Limited Company in Kogi State has donated relief materials worth millions of naira to flood victims in select communities of Ajaokuta local government area. Francis Udojo reports that the gesture is part of the company's corporate social responsibility to its host communities.
Jakarta is one of the 9 local government areas ravaged by the effect of the 2022 flooding, claiming lives, destroying essential infrastructure, and displacing thousands of people. The donation of household items including 75 cans of cooking oil, 100 bags of rice, 75 mosquito nets, 75 blankets, 50 cartons of food seasoning, detergents and toilet soap to 8 communities in Ajokuta by the West African Ceramic Limited is now a beacon of hope to the flood victims.
This time around, our people, when they relocated to another community, they suffered a lot because to even eat 3 square meters, it was very, very difficult.
The thing when I see now, me I dey happy when. As I not even get to my house, when my house broke, when I dey feel hard, I thank God today.
I've been in our school camp here for the past 25 years. In fact, we are so happy for the gift he has given to us. This is the second time. He had pity on them and he brought food items.
We don't have anything to say than to thank the management of West Africa Ceramics for coming to our aid at this time.
The chairman, West African Ceramic Limited and member House of Representatives at Jakarta Federal Constituency, Lawal Idrisu presented the items on behalf of the indigenous company.
These communities are our neighbors and we have to definitely do our social corporate responsibility, and that's exactly what we are doing. If you say employment, we're employing them to help them. You see, to make it easy, they have to dredge the River Niger. Once it's been dredged, all these ones will all go away.
So far, the benefiting communities include Ajokuta Native Town, Geregu, Adogu, Onyokun, and Asko Camp. From Ajaokuta, Francis Udojo, NTA News.
Fantastic. Now, the Onyekon Stadium turf came alive again with colorful display of culture and arts. Abdullahi Mohammed reports that the question on the substance of peaceful coexistence reverberated as the festival comes to an end.
Another colorful, flamboyant, majestic, fantastic display of culture from different parts of this country. But most importantly, we have been able to ask questions about the ideas that have been shared here that should be taken to different parts of the country for the sustenance of peaceful coexistence among Nigerians. And here are answers.
I can tell you that today we've been able to make an impact of changing the narratives for our country. We're not talking of peace. We're not talking of people appreciating themselves. And honestly, what we have seen in the last 6 days is Nigerians agreeing to live in peace.
The country is about to experience something that it has not experienced before. And you will see it in so many ways, so many antecedents, so many things that have happened already. So I believe personally that Nigeria is about to experience something good. Politically, economically, in everything. We have seen the Deputy Governor here of Lagos State, Obafemi Hamzat, standing in for the Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and he has said a lot in his speech, apart from the fact that he continued to preach the peaceful coexistence that has been on the table here all through the event. He has also gone memory lane. When we had the chance to interview him, he was nostalgic about his time when he spent growing up in Kano.
My father lived in Kano for 22 years. So I always go to, so I was brought up with so drinking it now is not new to me. So that's.
I'm already emotional. If you look at my eyes closely, you see that, like we say, water they run away with my eyes. But I'm being emotional for good because I had the opportunity to meet with different contingents from different states.
People from Edo State, Obaga Tokpe is yes.
Well, my colleague there, Adiola, who has been covering this event till the beginning and the end, and today she's been able to put me through how to pronounce the greeting of the Oba of Benin, and at least I have told her I've tried. From Onikon Stadium here in Lagos, we are both saying that we are reporting from here. Adiola, Kirio Komi, and Abdullahi Mohammed for Newsline.
Indeed, indeed. A beautiful reflection of what we call paradox of diversity there. Abdullahi and Remy, well done. Now to political stories. The 2023 Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Council Subcommittee on Youth Mobilization has commenced grassroots mobilization of voters in Abuja. Saliu Gwanara reports that food security, as contained in the APC presidential candidate's manifesto, was the central campaign message, I should say, of the group.
The youth wing of the APC 2023 Presidential Campaign Council, in conjunction with the Progressive Nigeria Women and Youth, were on the streets where they engaged citizens on the agenda of APC's presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
We eat what we grow and we'll grow what we eat. I mean, food security is the backbone of any nation. And it is on this basis, on this platform, because our principal believes so much on food security. This is what will be driving to Nigerians.
So here we're actually going around with this hashtag Eat with Shetima, Eat with Tinubu Shetima, because we believe in food security and this is the grassroots.
We believe in the Tinubu Shetima project and we'll be voting 2023 APC.
The groups promise a nationwide gesture in order to capture the youth with significant voting population. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
All right, now the Social Democratic Party, SDP, has also flagged off its presidential and governorship campaign in Adamawa State. Abdullahi Ayuba Dalwa reports that the SDP presidential candidate Adewale Adebayo promised to develop critical sectors of the economy if elected.
Supporters and members of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, receive and show solidarity to SDP presidential candidate Adewale Adebayo and SDP governorship candidate in Adamawa State, Dr. Umar Ardo. The SDP presidential candidate during the flag off of the SDP presidential campaign and the presentation of flag to the SDP governorship candidate in Adamawa State said, if given the mandate as president of Nigeria, his administration will meet up with yearnings and aspirations of the people, as well as develop critical sectors of the economy. He called on the electorate to vote for the SDP candidates at all levels for the better Nigeria.
will find the road and you will enjoy the government of the people. The Adamawa State has been taken over by SDP. It has been taken over by people who know what to do to fix society. And we will fix this society by the will of God.
The national chairman of the SDP, Sheikh Musa Gabam, and other party members say Social Democratic Party is out to address the challenges bedeviling the country.
You can see that the political environment has changed.
The SDP presidential candidate Adewale Adebayo and his entourage had earlier visited the palace of Lamido Fombina, Muhammadu Barkindo Aliyu Mustafa, to seek for his royal blessings. In Yola, Abdullahi Ayubadalwa, NTA News.
And the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, is optimistic that Nigeria will be great again if given the mandate as president in the forthcoming general elections. The Labour Party candidate was addressing party supporters during party campaign in Uromi and Benin City in Edo State. Eugenia Ndobisi reports.
Campaign train of the presidential candidate of Labour Party landed at Uromi, Edo Central, where he met with the Onoje of Uromi, His Royal Highness Anselm Edonoje I, and members of the traditional council seeking their royal blessing. He later addressed the crowd of party supporters and promised that he is on a mission to rescue the economy of the country and reunite Nigerians as peace-loving people they are known for. Thereafter, Mr. Peter Obi and his entourage were received by the Oba of Benin, Ewa II.
We must fight corruption. Corruption kills a society because it kills entrepreneurship. Nobody thinks in a corrupt country. It kills professionalism. Speak for everybody. We ensure we maintain that.
The Labour Party presidential campaign team landed at the venue in Benin City, where party supporters waited patiently close to dusk. Some party chieftains believe that Peter Obi has all it takes to bring good governance to Nigerians. In Benin, Eugenia Ndubisi, NTA News.
And the People's Democratic Party in Gombe State says it remains the only option for the common man as the state struggles to stand on its feet. It was at the flag-off of its 2023 campaign in Duku. Abbas Mekano has the report.
After nearly 4 years of re-strategizing, having lost the governorship seat in the last election, the People's Democratic Party, PDP in Gombe State, is pulling itself for a comeback. Pulling a crowd of its supporters in Duku for the flag-off of its campaigns, the party is also sending a message of optimism. As usual, speakers ask the electorate to vote PDP in the 2023 general elections because for now, they said it is the only option if Nigerians want improved living conditions.
PDP is prepared, and you have seen the sign. I don't need to mention, like you have said, our team supporters, and this flag-off has just been organized with a suit for PDP is on ground in Gombe State. There is no doubt about it. It's not massive only in Duku, but all over the state. We have a huge number of supporters, and we will deliver for PDP from the presidential elections to the state elections.
Presentation of the party's flags to candidates dominated activities at the campaign rally. PDP's governorship standard bearer Muhammad Jibril Dambardi and the state party leader Ibrahim Hassan Angombo, who is contesting for Gombe North senatorial seat, also received their flags.
And from what I know, PDP is united. There is nobody that we have invited who has not come.
The state leadership of the PDP also received some decampees from other political parties at the campaign rally. In Gombe, Abbas Mekano, NTA News.
And the Women's Situation Room Nigeria WSRN for the 2023 general elections has been inaugurated in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports that the Situation Room is aimed at protecting women from politically motivated violence before, during, and after the forthcoming general elections.
The Women's Situation Room Nigeria is to serve as an early warning and response center to address potential violence against women in the 2023 elections. Organizers believe that past observations over the years identified that elections trigger conflicts and hinder participation of women in the process.
It's a collaborative effort. The new currency we have now is collaboration. This is not the time to do it alone. That the time we've done it alone at different levels and it just did not work. So this is time to pull all our resources together and see how we can make it work. Because we all have one goal. We want to have zero tolerance.
The Women's Situation Room Nigeria is a civil society-led initiative seeking to also increase women's participation in the political process and conflict prevention in accordance with UN Security Council Resolution 1325. Participants identified that election-related violence in Nigeria could be grouped into three: pre-election, election, and post-election violence. Early warning and response were considered as pillars of operational conflict prevention practiced by international organizations, research institutes, and non-governmental organizations. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
All right, let's bring you some sports update.
Bayelsa Queens have set the target of winning the 2023 CAF Women's Champions League after finishing fourth in the 2022 edition. The Prosperity Girls recorded a slim 1-0 victory over Simba Queens of Tanzania on Saturday in the third-place match to become the first Nigerian team to finish in one of the podium places. and coach of the team, Dobokara, says they plan to strengthen the team to mount their continental title challenge next year.
We hope to come back to this same tournament. I think it's a learning process. I'm really happy that we were able to win something.
Elsewhere, Alejandro Garnacho came off the bench to score a 93rd minute winner as Manchester United ran out 2-1 winners against Fulham at Craven Cottage on Sunday at the last Premier League game before the World Cup break. Earlier, Aston Villa recorded a 2-1 away win against Brighton to make it back-to-back wins for their new manager, Unai Emery. Israel Adesanya is already looking forward to a rematch with Alex Pereira after the Brazilian defeated him in the main event at the UFC 281 to become the new UFC middleweight champion, ending Adesanya's reign atop the division on Sunday morning.
Think about Chadwick Boseman. When everyone was making fun of him, oh, he looks so this, he looks so skinny, he looks so sleepy. Not knowing behind the scenes he was fighting cancer. People always make fun of me about, you know, my chest and other things, but they don't know what I'm doing or what I'm going through in life. But I just keep everything on the back burner, so I just got some things to fix first. And yeah, I'll be back.
And finally, Tyson Fury's plan to fight Alexander Usyk have been thrown into disarray after the team of Filip Hrgović announced that he will challenge the Ukrainian next. Fury had hoped to finalize an undisputed world heavyweight title fight early in 2023, but the IBF has ordered Usyk to make a mandatory title defense against Hrgović, according to the Croatian's promoter, Kali Soaland. With Sports Update, Bade Adeleye, NTA News.
And sports concludes the news segment of Newsline. Don't go away. Jennifer Igwe will be back shortly after the commercials. Of course, we'd have some of the most despicable and bizarre happenings, unfortunately, in our country. But that will be after these commercials.
Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, welcomes the United Nations World Tourism Organization Secretary General and Ministers of Tourism, Culture and Arts from the UNWTO member states to the first UNWTO Global Conference on Linking Tourism, Culture and the Creative Industries. Date from 14th to 16th November 2022. Venue, National Theatre, Igomu, Lagos. Workshops and technical sessions starts on 14th November. Opening ceremony 15th November, time 10 a.m. A Day with Nollywood, 16th November, time 10 a.m. Special guest, UNWTO Secretary General, Mr. Zurab Pololikashvili. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mrs. Lydia Shehu Jafia, MNI, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. Announcer.
This food is delicious. Can I have my bitters now?
Okay.
What is this? Is this my bottle of bitters?
Yes. Any problem?
Any problem? No. I'm not going to take them. I want my yo-yo bitters now.
Darling, but that is bitter.
Look. Let me tell you. Yo-yo bitters is different. It is unique in formulation and effective in action. So take this funny stuff away and get me my yo-yo bitters now.
Yo-yo bitters is naturally enriched with ingredients that flushes out the body impurities, tackles waist pain, and resolves constipation. It is also fortified with vitamins. Yo-yo bitters boosts your body immunity against diseases and free radicals.
Because it is different in formula and action, I don't accept substitute.
Yo-yo bitters, clean inside out.
Nothing should divide us. Nothing can divide us. And absolutely nothing will divide us. In our togetherness lies our strength. Our diverse nature beautifies us. Yes, we may not agree socially, politically, and culturally. Not even our ideological, religious, or ethnic differences should lead to bloodshed. Let us draw and live from the painful reality of our recent history and give dialogue and negotiation a chance. Let us support our gallant men and women of the armed forces, symbol of our national unity. One people we are, have been, and always will be. Nigeria is my country, your country, our country. Let us keep her together in peace and unity.
We are the innovative company that is standing out in printing. We are NIPSS Global Link Limited, your all-in-one stop for printing, from scratch to finish. Our services include digital and offset printing, security printing, direct printing on textiles, corporate gift items, including billboards nationwide. Head office, number 6, 7, and 9, Lafayette Street, opposite UBA, Area 8, Gariki, Abuja. Call 091-3559-9999. We are NIPSS Global Link Limited.
Okay, you are jogging since when? New Freshio, a good source of vitamins A, B6, B12, D, and zinc that keeps you active and refreshed on the go. This is Ike's third meeting. He has been giving presentations non-stop.
You're so full of life these days, Ike. Since when?
Hey, it's Friday!
Party tonight?
After this long day of work, and you too, since when? The New Fresh, nutritious goodness every day. Grab your bottle now.
For staying on the line, time for Newsline proper. Now, for allegedly beating up, stripping naked, and parading unclad a widow from Agwo local government area of Enugu State over allegations of desecrating a sacred shrine by picking snails therein, 6 men arrested by the Enugu State Police Command are cooling off in the police net. While investigations are ongoing, the Enugu State Commissioner for Gender Affairs and Social Development, as well as other female activists in the state, want justice for the victim. Chinenye Nwoye takes it up from here.
The recent viral video on the social media of a 43-year-old widow and a mother of 4 from Agunese Afamaku community in Oguloku government area of Enugu State, who was allegedly stripped naked, beaten, paraded and chased out of the community unclad for allegedly picking snails from a perceived sacred site, thereby desecrating it, is indeed unspeakable and unthinkable. The traditional ruler of Agunese Maku community says that this dehumanizing act has never been carried out in his community within his 25 years on the throne, and he wonders why these men had to take laws into their hands instead of channeling their allegations to the appropriate quarters in the community.
When anyone commits any offense, they have any sacredness in the community, they have to consult the consent of the culture, being the Igwe, or the traditional prime minister, being the Onowu, or the chief priest, like he's here now with me. Then the chief priest will go and check what that shrine requires. If it requires a chicken, if it requires a ram, if it requires whatever, a lizard, or egg, chicken egg, he will just go and appease the gods, and that ends it. Our culture is not stripping a woman naked. It's never in our culture.
6 out of the 20 youths who are allegedly involved in this act have been arrested by the Enugu State Police Command.
By God's grace, we've been able to arrest 6 of the suspects. The cause of parading the woman, stripping her and all of that, the woman's husband, and as a matter of fact, the woman's brother, who both attempted to stop the young person from carrying out the same act, are alleged to have also been beaten up by the same set of persons, because the investigation is already in advanced stage, and once it's advanced enough to go to court,
be rest assured we are going to do that.
It is pertinent to note that the Enugu state government had passed the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law, which guarantees rights of women and protects them from abuse.
It's against all known laws, simple laws. We have to bend the Constitution. At least Section 34 protects the woman. Section 36 protects the woman. And Section 42 of the Constitution also protects the woman.
These female lawyers have also frowned at the inhuman treatment meted out on the widow, describing it as a slap on the dignity of womanhood. The swiftness and virality of the social media is not one to be joked with.
Brutality was unnecessary. And I'm glad the custodian of culture and tradition in that locality is not encouraging such an action. Don't take laws into your hands. Now, the story of 5 persons allegedly killed by angry youths in Ndongwong, Odukpani local government area of Cross River State has been trending recently with no clear-cut move of how the culprits will be apprehended. Newsline crew has been following up on this happening with the law enforcement authority to update you on the facts behind the obviously barbaric act. Ode Alenyo, over to you.
The story of the killing of 5 elderly persons over allegation of witchcraft have continued to linger in the minds of right-thinking people that in this era of civilization, people are still backward and primitive, thinking in a barbaric manner to hold the belief that older persons are witches even at the age they were supposed to be cared for. Worried about the surprising story in a community in Odukpani local government area, Cross River State, the Newsline crew follow up to bring you an update on the story.
People should shun about this issue of witchcraft, isn't it, in this 21st century.
Investigation revealed that the 5 persons were taken to the forest and murdered on the allegation of using witchcraft spirits in Odukpani local government area in killing, frustrating and hampering people's progress, making them not to achieve their desired goals in life. Intelligence reports on the dastardly acts also revealed that police officers who went after the perpetrators were held hostage by the angry youths of the community, which took the intervention of the police operation sting unit to rescue the officers.
The disease are already been buried, isn't it? And we are now in the process of how to exhume the body for post-mortem examinations. And the police are going to write to the magistrate for approval on that. And then we are going to engage the community.
Reacting on the alleged cost of autopsy on those who were murdered in cold blood, stalling the police investigation, the Commissioner of Police Cross River State explained that the police are not responsible for the cost of autopsy.
Always not to take law into their hands. When offense is committed, they should report to the nearest police station or any security outpost within their environment.
The commissioner, however, assured that investigation is still ongoing and that the police will do everything possible within the ambit of the law to ensure that the perpetrators face the full wrath of the law.
Tracts consequences. Don't take laws into your hands. We have police and other law enforcement authorities. Report to them. To another case, what manner of provocation could lead a man to ignite fire in a room occupied by 5 of his stepchildren with the intention of killing them? Well, he succeeded in his evil intention as 3 out of the children set ablaze have died. 2 are receiving treatment at the hospital, while the police in Ondo State have arrested the culprit and interrogating him. Doris Olumoko brings us details.
On Saturday, 5th of November 2022,
Residents of Ayesomi Street in Ondo West local government area of Ondo State woke up to the disheartening scene in the home of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph Ojo. Joseph Ojo allegedly set his 5 stepchildren ablaze in the night because of an alleged misunderstanding between him and his 35-year-old wife, Esther Ojo.
Immediately he put fire, just wrong enter, go sleep again. After, when police come, they carry those children go hospital.
1 out of the 5 children died on the spot. 4 were rushed to the Federal Medical Center, Owo, where 2 died, and the remaining 2 are currently receiving treatment at the burn unit of the hospital, while their mother, Esther Ojo, is at the isolation center of the hospital for injuries sustained while trying to rescue her children from the fire.
Around 2:30 a.m., Baba did not sleep, and I was feeling sleepy. When I slept for a while, at about 3 a.m., I heard a voice shouting, "Fire, fire, fire." My 17-year-old daughter said it was Baba she saw at the door. When I stood and called Baba that there is fire, he did not even bother. All he did was take the twins I had for him and tried to escape.
Ondo State Police Public Relations Officer Fumi Odunlami, who paraded the suspect, Joseph Ojo, before journalists, say investigations are on and the suspect will be prosecuted if found guilty.
And the last time they had an issue, he gave the woman 600 naira for feeding. So the woman became angry, asking him what 600 naira could do. So the man, out of anger, felt he had had it up to a stage where he couldn't handle it again, and he tried to take laws into his hands.
Joseph Ojo, who is currently in police detention, confessed that he had quarrel with his wife and the children joined her to beat him up, and later, when they were all asleep, he went out to get petrol from a motorcycle parked at the corridor of the house.
The woman and the children, and they offered me together that day. When me and their mother get a quarrel, then we try to support their mother. So that's why.
He narrated that his wife told him that he had only 2 kids before her marriage to him, only for her to tell him later that she has 3 other children, which made him angry. Newsline investigations revealed that apart from the 5 children from the previous marriage of the wife, Mrs. Esther Ojo, she is currently nursing a set of twins, product of her marriage to Joseph Ojo.
Most time happen in the setting of mental instability. There must have been some significant abnormal behavior that the society, that the family, that the community have been overlooking.
Bizarre case indeed. Such evil way to manage anger. We'll take a break. Newsline continues shortly.
We know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. It's great value. It protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
You and your hair go through a lot. The heat, rain, chaos. It's the non-stop war against total breakdown. But just like you, your hair can stay strong no matter what. Mega Growth Break-Free Daily Leave-In Strengthener for all hair types is infused with a unique blend of natural oils and conditioning protein that helps protect your hair. Mega Growth Break-Free, your daily defense against breakage.
Healthy families. Everyone will want you to. ITF, developing the nation's human resource.
5 decades of meritorious service in the vineyard of God and to humanity. He retires in grand style with songs of praise to God for his immense grace. To honor his good works, the Methodist family rolled out the drums to celebrate their prelate, His Eminence Samuel Kanu Uche, at a colorful ceremony in Lagos. Ruth Ario Samuel brings us the full story.
It was a celebration of service and achievements in the ministry of the church for members of the Methodist community in Nigeria as they gathered to send forth their outgoing prelate. His Eminence, Dr. Samuel Emeka Kanu Uche, started his ministry as a ministerial cadet in 1976 and rose to the highest office as prelate of the Methodist Church in Nigeria. His 9-year tenure was characterized by dedication, devotion, and sacrifice to the people, even at the point where his life was threatened by kidnappers. So, based on the impact he made and lives he affected, Christians from far and near gathered to celebrate his retirement.
He has shown us through the scriptures, that we should imbibe the virtues of holiness and righteousness.
Deputy Governor of Imo State, who was at the event, described the celebrant as a true man of God.
For us in Imo State, we are very, very delighted that he has finished a full term as the prelate of the Methodist Church of Nigeria.
There were encomiums from all quarters on his impactful leadership style.
That God that used you to multiply me, that used you to give me peace, that used you to give me real friendship,
has been dogged, dutiful, faithful, and hardworking.
I want to congratulate him, first of all, the prelate, for his commitment, his dedication, his spiritual leadership.
For the man of the moment, his journey through the ministry was possible by the grace of God.
We did not only work for the church, we work for the nation. Anybody that is conversant with us, we know that we are passionate about unity of this nation.
I find myself as one who has come to help him. And I give God the glory that I came, I saw, I conquered.
A book titled Leadership, Mission and Church Growth was also unveiled in his honor. Part of activities for his send forth was the official handover and enthronement of a successor. He may be retired, but for His Eminence Samuel Emeka Kanu Uche, he is still committed in his counsel to the church and in service to humanity.
Retired but not tired. Keep affecting lives, Your Eminence. Worthy is the Lamb. The two of them are popular names in the media industry. While one is an on-air personality, the other works from the background. But in all of it, their names have been written with the golden ink that cannot be erased in the success story of the NTA. Momso Damian Date reports that there were mixed reactions as they both bowed out of service at the NTA headquarters, Abuja.
If you notice, I am economical with information on today's package. It is deliberate. I want you to come with me as we arrived the package.
A beautiful script there introducing one of your favorite news programs on NTA.
The taste of the pudding is in the eating.
From behind the scenes, this magical and poetic thoughts are all that is visible to the world, while he works tirelessly behind the scenes. Not just that, but was also a reporter who has traveled wide and far, keeping his audience glued with his poetic words, intimidating height, and handsome looks. That's the boss, Yohen Kwanye.
It is now official. The pump price of petrol has jumped to 100.
She was one of the faces of NTA, her voice distinct and compelling, catching her audience awestruck. A pleasant blend with a beautiful face to go with.
Aisha Bello Mustafa.
After attaining the age of 60, time to bow out of service.
I would describe them as staff that are very, very hardworking, people who believe in teamwork and are able to also carry their subordinates, they mentor them, and they have impacted so much to the authority. We really, really appreciate them, and we are going to miss them a lot.
Both of them have paid their dues to NTA. They have served NTA well, and NTA is proud of what they have done. And Nigeria should be proud of them too.
Trust the NTA family. The event was made memorable with the Director General and all executive directors in attendance.
On behalf of the Special Duties Directorate, I warmly welcome you all to this center for our colleagues, dedicated, very loyal staff to the organization.
When you come into a place like NTA, you should let your passion take over. Don't think about remuneration here, especially when you're passionate about the job. That is who your head is.
You are one person that is so different from the others. You are a cheerful giver. Aside from doing your job, you know how to make people happy.
In terms of professionalism, I think I know very well he is a core professional. Aisha Bello is a quiet, humble producer.
For the celebrants, Yohen Kwange and Aisha Bello, represented by her daughter, the memories made in NTA are for a lifetime.
NTA has been home to my mother for a very long time, and no doubt she will miss this family.
Outer space, afraid to let go. The only two who understood this play, and as far as we know, we were way before our time.
Even before News Extra, we were the only two production editors on network news for a very long period of time. We understood the importance of doing things well and doing things at the right time. I think that's what is behind the success of News Extra. Yohen Kwange is a very good writer. That takes everybody along.
He is a friendly man, very simple, down to earth.
Yohen and I have been in the trenches for a very long time, and I'm very happy today that, to the glory of God, he is stepping aside, just as I did some few months ago. I welcome him to the long coffee break.
Oga Kwange, like we normally call him, has been a wonderful boss, hardworking, but he has time for entertainment as well.
I could describe him as one of the best we've had in terms of his scripting ability, fantastic script writer. You know, I could call him the producer's producer. At the end of the day, I ended up with him on the News Extra. And of course, you know what News Extra is all about. The extra, extra, extra. He, as an individual, even physically, he's extra.
Working for NTA, to me, has been the most profound, wonderful experience in my life. And this is the only job I have known and loved. I think this is the best job in the world. I have worked in NTA Makudi, I worked in NTA in Lagos, Abuja, Jos, Kefi, and back to Abuja. And in all these places, I think it was God who was guiding my steps. I retired at 60, but I have put in 33 years in NTA.
I'm just happy that he has retired well, strong, healthy. All glory to God. I'm happy I'm going to have him around more often now.
Accolades, best wishes and prayers accompanied the retirees out of NTA premises.
Kwange, the ace producer, and Madam Aisha, the environmentalist. They will surely be missed, but I'm sure they will continue to share their wealth of experience. The history of the marketing profession in Nigeria cannot be told without the mention of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, for its consistency and outstanding contributions to the growth of the marketing profession in Nigeria in the last 4 decades. The NTA was honored with an iconic brand award, and the Director General, Malam Abdul Hamid Dembos, was also honored with the Marketing Iconic Awards at the first ever Nigerian Marketing Awards held in Lagos. Amaka Owu witnessed the event and now reports for Newsline.
This is the first ever Nigerian Marketing Awards. It was put together to promote and celebrate marketing excellence in Nigeria. To assess the best from the rest with transparency, a special panel of judges comprising professionals with required competence was set up. The fundamental objective is to celebrate remarkable brands that have carved a niche for themselves.
Marketing is the heart of every business. Without marketing, you will not be able to get your goods to your consumers.
When you gather the cream of the marketing community together here, I mean, they should be able to say, okay, why did that person win and we did not win? When you have that kind of learning experience, then of course it will help the whole of the industry.
We believe that this, will bring a step, almost like a step jump of sorts within the ecosystems.
The Nigerian Television Authority is one of such, with a long, rich history of providing platforms that project brands to limelight. The NTA was bestowed with the Iconic Brand Award, while the Director General, who is a distinguished fellow of the National Institute of Marketing, was honored with a Marketing Icon Award. He was represented by the Zonal Director of the NTA Lagos Network Center.
The DG of NTA is somebody who has traversed the marketing sphere in all its ramifications. So the fact that NTA was able to deliver customer satisfaction to their various clients and stakeholders means that NTA also helped them to build their careers.
Special recognition to the doyen and pace-setters of the marketing profession in Nigeria.
All the key players, the critical players, everybody is collaborating to ensure that the desired results are achieved.
I'm quite sure the organizers will be encouraged by the success of today to do better next year.
Marketing is about giving value and getting value in return from the consumer.
The presence of various sectoral groups at the Nigerian Marketing Awards show the international recognition of the event by the Independent Standard Council in the United Kingdom.
The fact that only the brightest brand and practitioners are winning today, it's a statement.
Other categories of awards were won by various brands, and they look forward to subsequent editions of the Nigerian Marketing Awards, which was a huge success.
Kudos to the NTA and our Director General. You can't beat the reach and influence of NTA. Ask the marketers, they know. Yes, they do. Now, unpacking a suitcase is the next story we'll be taking, but we will be taking that story after the break.
Very happy to announce to you that right now you are one question away from our grand prize of 10 million naira. Are you a beer drinker?
I don't do beer. I only drink trophy lager.
How many honorables does trophy lager refresh yearly?
Are you still with us? Yes. The correct answer is D.
D, final answer?
Yes, final answer. D.
D is correct! Trophy lager refresh and millions of honorables can't be wrong.
That's in a third final in 20 years.
Simply out of this world. Get a Go TV decoder, Go Tenor, and 1 month max subscription for only 6,900 naira.
Watch all the 64 games live from Qatar on GoTV Super.
Back. We'll push aside the story on the suitcase to burial. Now described as a man who loved humanity, his family, and the Church of God, he was also gifted with great sense of humor. These were just some of the qualities of the nationalist evangelist Jubilee Karuta Akporido, whose final journey to Mother Earth was well celebrated. Tessie Okoye captured the open-air service at Akpore, Olumu, Delta State.
Having lived an exemplary lifestyle, late Akborido served as the chairman Northern State Chapter Movement for Creation of Delta State. This is the story of a great achiever. It is with gratitude to God that his family celebrated his life. The love and support shown to the family was evident by the turnout of people who came to pay the last respects to Evangelist Akborido. He was later taken to his final place of rest. This was followed by a reception in his honor. As with custom, the children walked around the arena in appreciation of guests. He will be greatly missed.
My late father was a very good man. He was very nice, faithful, and a committed believer and a dedicated hard worker.
Oh, my daddy was a very pleasant, cheerful person. Too loving, too caring, too kind.
Papa was a very good man. Forever smiling father-in-law. That's what I call him.
It's a father that he love, care, shared. Wherever you need something, help, you come across him, we help you.
That he was known for his smile. His smile was contagious. Anybody that crossed paths with him, he affected positively.
Wow, my father was a wonderful father. In fact, he's the best father in the world. He's a man of peace. He's a man of integrity, and he's a man that loves everybody, regardless of tribe.
He was more than a father to me. He did almost everything for me.
Late Akborido was well schooled. As a mining engineer, he spent most of his life in Jos, Plateau State, and various offices held made the people named a street in Jos after his name. He was a member Plateau State House of Assembly in the Third Republic. According to many, his years on earth was impactful and worth celebrating, and celebrates daily. He was survived by a wife and children. He died at the age of 94.
To another burial, the homecoming of late Mrs. Elizabeth Nkechi Okaro, a retired programs manager of the then Indigo station of the Nigerian Television Authority, was more like a carnival. The late Elizabeth Okaro died at the age of 91. She was the mother of popular Nollywood star Ebele Okaro. Uchenna Nwokoye was at the burial ceremony at Ire Village, Ogidi, in Demili North local government area of Anambra State.
The burial mass was held at St. John the Baptist Catholic Church at Aziogidi, where the auxiliary bishop of Enugu Archdiocese, Most Reverend Ernest Obodo, advised Christians to live a life of selflessness, as was led by the late Nkechi Okaro. The mass was preceded by interment at her husband's compound.
She lived a selfless life and she lived a very charitable life. And her legacies will ever live on. Her kindness, her selflessness, her determination, her strength, her ability to influence the environment around her and bring everybody along. She took care of everybody. Everybody called her mommy. She was great. She was amazing to all her grandchildren. She inspired us so much.
Anybody that came close to Grandma will have one thing to say. She was good.
The event later turned to a carnival with dignitaries from all walks of life and the Nollywood industry, where one of her daughters, Ebele Okaro, has carved a niche for herself.
Discipline, kindness, humility, steadfastness, hardworking, dedicated, simple human being.
She was a very wonderful program producer, and she brought up a lot of producers during her days.
This is celebration. 90-something years is not 19 days.
I knew her way back when she was doing Tales by Moonlight. So when I saw Ebele in the industry, I thought it was her, but I remember that she was older than her.
I pray God to give them the fortitude to bear this great loss.
She was my head in NTA. Ebele, the daughter, is my colleague. So I'm coming in a double-barrel manner.
Late Mrs. Elizabeth Nkechi Okaro is survived by 6 children, many grandchildren, and numerous relations.
Producer she was. May her dear soul rest in peace. Amen. Living an impactful life worthy of emulation and remaining committed to God should be the general approach to life. These were the words of the clergy at an evening of tribute and funeral service in honor of late Commodore Dr. Oluyinka Omololu in Lagos. Diana Ajale has details.
Tell you of how he disciplined us, making us feel we were soldiers under his mini infantry.
A tribute there by one of the sons of the deceased, Dr. Olufemi Omololu, and that is what both serving and retired military personnel from the Nigerian Navy, clergy, Old Students Association, and many other groups joined the Omololu's family to celebrate the life and times of one of their father, brother, and friend, Reverend Dr. Oluyinka Omololu, who passed on 23rd October 2022 at the age of 83.
He was my senior in the Navy, ever ready to assist, ever ready to... Nothing was too much for him to handle.
I would describe him as a perfect gentleman, a soldier of Christ.
Here is more.
He disciplined us like one military. And even when I was going through things I haven't shared with him, he would just send me a book, and that book will address the things I was going through.
He lived a life of sacrifice. He was a clergyman, he was a medical doctor, and also a naval officer.
A funeral service was also held with musical ministrations by various groups as they paid their last respects to late Dr. Oluyinka Omololu.
You need a cave of niche where you derive your knowledge from.
Born November 30, 1939, to the family of Dr. Owolabi Anifowoshe and Sabina Adiku Omololu, Dr. Oluyinka was a man with many calves who worked as a medical practitioner, home and abroad. Upon his return to Nigeria in 1970, he joined the Nigerian Navy Medical Services, where he worked meritoriously for 22 years and rose to the position of a commodore in the Nigerian Navy. Oluyinka's relationship with God also earned him several positions in the Anglican Church. He is survived by his wife, Modupe Omololu, children and grandchildren.
Good deeds are never forgotten. May so rest in peace. This is where we'll end today's edition of Newsline. Thank you for being a part of it. Join us again Sunday next week for another interesting edition. And And don't forget that the fastest and easiest way to becoming a star is to connect with the NTA to stand against rape and rapists. Good night and God bless Nigeria.